What's going on? This is Power Play Move and Analytics, and we're going to talk about the slap heard around the world with Will Smith and Chris Rock, and let's get into it.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith...
The feed goes silent, and so does the audience after Will Smith takes a swing at Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. It all went down after Chris made a crack about Will's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and her shaved head.
Now, let's be fair here. This is a long time coming, I guess. You can say that he exploded like an eruption from a volcano. But we've known for a long time that, they've been, they're pretty much swingers. Will Smith does his thing, she does his thing. But from, just absorbing it two-dimensionally, this is the culmination of and the product of Will Smith losing his sanity. And he pretty much went out like a chump. Chris Rock literally told the joke. Everybody laughed, including Will Smith. His woman, with Jada, being the wild one that she is, starts to snicker and make this little face, and then looks at him and is like, "Yo, go defend me. Go defend my honor." Okay, what honor? You've been on TV doing all types of interviews embarrassing Will Smith consistently. No mercy, no regard. And now you want to be traditional. Last time I checked at that table talk, y'all said y'all partners. Y'all not even husband and wife anymore. Magically, you want to be traditional when you feel like it. Let's keep going.
Head.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay.
You knew, Will Smith and Jada knew that everywhere they go, this is their fault. Everywhere you go now, and this is the thing about life, man. Yo, there's consequences to your actions, man. Especially when it goes out in public. There's a thing called shame. So why even show up? You knew there's a possibility that this can go down, and he's just gonna do his job. I mean, this just shows you that the world don't care about your feelings, man. They're gonna address you by your actions of what you do, and a direct result. This is all on Will Smith. For him to come at Chris Rock like that and slap him, you didn't do that for supposed to protect Jada. You did that for you. Okay? It was all about you and your ego, and you simped out. You could have handled it like a man, yo. You didn't have to slap him. You didn't have to go up there. You could have handled it afterwards, behind closed doors. That's how it should be done. Okay? I can understand if, he went like out of this world disrespectful and said some crazy stuff, but he didn't. So, for Will Smith to do that, I mean, clearly he just lost composure. And you did it for someone that's not worthy of it. Like, she's not an honorable woman. She can come on TV, talk all this good stuff all she wants to, but truth be told, her and Will Smith get down with the other team. They don't believe in marriage from the Bible. They don't believe in none of that. They don't get down with that. And people always say, well, we can't do it like this and that. Look, man, that's how you establish, especially in America, that's how it was established through the nuclear family and through the Bible and under God. That's how it was established. When we go through relationships, they still want to do traditional things. I mean, if if you're no longer traditional, why you still want a white dress? Why you still want a ring? Why you still want to be under a church? Okay? Why you still want the man to protect you in times of travail or defending your honor? You know what I mean? What about Will Smith's honor? What about his regard? What about how he thinks? What about how he feels? She didn't care.
While Will appears to laugh at first, things immediately turn sour as he takes to the stage, slapping Chris straight across the face.
Uh-oh, Richard! Oh, wow! Wow! Will Smith.
And you saw Will Smith, he even smirked, he even laughed. So that it's Hollywood, man. Like you can't trust nothing that they do. Even though this could have an element of truth to it because everybody knows their history. But that's how you tell the best lies. It has to be wrapped in truth. But regardless of whether or not it's staged, it's the reaction and the solution that comes with it. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. Problems, you create the problem, and then you see the reaction come up with your own solution that you wanted from the get-go. If that was Mike Tyson, if that was The Rock, or a man of of stature and more of an imposing threat, I would bet my money Will Smith wouldn't have did what he did. He would have just took it and laughed. To be honest, Jada shouldn't even be there. She's not even worthy of being on his side, being on his arm. Will Smith should have showed up. He should have did like my man Bruce Wayne did in The Dark Knight. He should have showed up with 3 other women, bad ones, 21 years old. Okay, that's what he should have did, or not showed up at all. Another option is just take it. Just take the joke. We're equal, right? We're, y'all partners, right? That's what she said. Let her go up there and defend herself. You know what I mean? This tiptoe thing where you can just pick and choose when to be traditional, when not to. It don't work that way. They always want to have that mobility of being able to have one foot in, one foot out. Okay? And let's be fair here, man. Nobody will know who she is, man. If she not married Will Smith. Let's keep it 100 here.
The sound on the broadcast suddenly cut out in the moments following the altercation, but international markets saw the feed in full. Will shouting at the top of his lungs, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth." Clearly shaken and unsure how to proceed, Chris responds the best way he knows how with another joke.
That was greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
So what happened next? E.T. has learned that Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry pulled Will aside for a private chat during the commercial break that followed. Denzel was up against his pal for the Best Actor trophy at the show.
I mean, it's a...
Look at that. Denzel and his woman, right? Whether what they do behind closed doors, whatever. But you don't see her acting like that, man. You don't... She holds Denzel in high regard and respect. That's how you know, like I say this all the time, men and women can't be friends, man. When a woman truly regards a man, okay, and respects him and looks up to him, okay, she wants to be with him, and she's not going to do anything to jeopardize that. Will Smith, Jada's been doing that the whole time. You know what I mean? And getting money off of it, getting more publicity. Everybody's applauding. But regardless of what they do behind closed doors, you see how their dynamic is. And Tyler Perry, I mean, does he even have a woman? Correct me if he does, but if he does, she understands. You know what I mean? Yo, this is my boat. This is my ship. I'm the captain. Okay. Not only did that show you how much chaos is in the average American home, look at even at the top. Look at what's going on. Y'all made all of us look bad. Why is it we always gotta be seen looking all crazy and all this? Like this? just dumb, frenetic, chaotic, you know what I mean, dysfunctional type energy. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of emotions. This is a long time, well, I think a long time coming for him. And it's a lot of emotion. It's probably all welling up in him right now, so it better be him.
The trio hugged, and it appeared things had calmed down. A source tells ET, quote, "The theater was silent after Will got up and hit Chris. No one could tell if it was staged or a joke at first. It was incredibly awkward for the whole audience. Will's friends and team have been trying to calm him down."
Oh, wow! Wow!
As for why the joke may have hit a nerve for the couple, Jada was diagnosed.
Now, they're going to talk about her condition, but, you know, you got to remember, this just shows you that it isn't just, it is what it is. Okay? Us as so-called black people are here under captivity. Okay? We don't know what our language is, our codes, ethics, conduct, our culture, who we are, where we come from, who our God is, you know, and this is the direct result of that. Jada, what she's going through is a product of the curses that was told and stipulated that would happen to us if we did not listen to the Most High. In Deuteronomy 28, it talks about the chaos that will happen within the family. You know, how the woman will treat her children, how the man won't have no peace. You know, how he'll be held in disregard. How we'll have skin problems, inflammation, was it abortionist and losing her hair. It talks about like a woman's hair is her glory. It's her glory. So, but more often than not, there's a strong possibility they already know this because they're in the elite group, so they already know what's really going down. They have, or at least they have somewhat of an idea. And just like them being on the red carpet, you know, every time they go on there, with the so-called Oscar award that dates back to Egypt and Ptah, and not a coincidence, it's surrounded by the pyramid, you know. But I don't feel bad for Will Smith, not at all. This is his fault. He should have been let her go. She's not worthy of him marrying her. You see that through all the other dudes that messed with her. She was for recreational purposes only. She's a demon. Okay. It was admitted on the table talk that she would create chaos. I mean, that's their natural. That's part of their nature. It is what it is. You know. But let's keep going.
Diagnosed with alopecia in 2018, a hair loss condition which she has spoken about publicly many times.
And y'all know I've been struggling with alopecia, and just all of a sudden one day, look at this line right here. Look at that.
They think their beauty is going to last forever. They think they don't have to change. They think they can just disregard anything and everything, and that the world revolves around them. No, it does not. Okay, we all have, comeuppance. We all have consequences to our actions, and you can't just do and think and live in this world and think that you can do whatever you want, and there's not going to be, some type of reaction, whether it's positive or negative. And she talks about hiding. That's not the only thing she tries to hide. You know, they spin yet again. Throughout time, it's been shown that, you know, women cannot overpower us out with power, strength, with intelligence, out strategize us. That's not their thing. That's not their strength. When they do try to overpower men, it's through their beauty, their emotional intelligence, and through manipulation. That's why they put on the makeup. That's why they wear the fake hair. Okay, the eyebrows, the lips. They wear the heels. The push-up bra. They're not secure in their own selves, but they do all that. They say, "Oh, I don't do that for a man." Well, like my man once said, "Who's the biggest consumer of female beauty? Men. I wear this for me." Well, you don't do that inside the house. You don't get dressed up and put all that on and just walk around in the house like that. You do that before you go outside. And I'm sorry, but when you go outside, you go into the world of men and with other women, and so it's not just your world, okay? There's nothing like the power and beauty of a wife and a mother, yo. There's nothing like it. A real wife is worth her weight in gold, and it's not in competition with men. Okay, it's not being argumentative, bellicose, trying to usurp our authority, attributing success to what a man's supposed to do. It's just not gonna work. It don't matter how much media, how many of your homegirls or whatever what the world says, because God created this world in order, and it's not going to change. So since the beginning of time, like I said, men go conquer, subdue the environment, establish it, come up with the rules, and build it from the ground up, and then the women come. I mean, to this day, they live in a society that is built by men, and they have all the benefits. But yet they still don't want to separate and build their own. Nowhere. They don't want to go nowhere. But then they say, "Oh, we can do whatever a man does." Well, until you do what men do, men will not take you serious in that way. And for the most part, you're never going to do it. So, it is what it is. I mean, you can't out illuminate the sun. You can't outshine the sun. Okay? Just like you can't shine like the moon in darkness. You know what I mean? We have two different jobs. Okay? And we're supposed to do that in harmony. That's how it works.
Look at that. And so it just showed up like that. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to hide. So I thought I'd just share it so y'all not asking any questions.
And earlier in the night, co-host Regina Hall made a jab at Jada, which could have also contributed to Will storming the stage.
Will Smith, you're married, but you know what? You're on the list and looks like Jada approved you, so you get on up here. Get on up here.
It's also worth noting, Chris made digs about Jada when he hosted the show back in 2016, too. So there's history here. Will got a chance to address the incident when he won the Best Actor honor, his first ever Academy Award.
You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. All right?
At the end of the day, your woman does or gets away with what you allow. And I know it's cheaper to keep her, but sometimes with all the money that he has, a man wants peace. He desires peace and order. Probably more than anything else. And in his career, especially when it comes at home. she never loved Will Smith. It was more convenience and her trying to align with power. Because like I said, no, if she wouldn't have married Will Smith, nobody would know who she is. I mean, I can't remember the last good movie she's been in. Nobody talks about her, how good her acting is. But regardless, just take that L. If you gotta pay, I mean, you're well worth what, more than, or at least close to 100 million, if not more. Just let her go. And let that be the end of it. But we'll see what happens. Because like they said, you had all this energy when it came to Chris Rock, but you can't chastise your woman for what she did, bringing another younger dude in your crib. You know what I mean? You had no energy for August Alsina. You had no energy for him. Okay? And you as a so-called black man in your position, if you let her go, you'll do 100 times better. You can find a woman in her 20s, early 20s, no children, no drama, no nothing. Like I said, man, why don't you just go to some country, where you can have an arranged marriage and she's submissive, all that. Nobody knows who she is. And she's a virgin, and bring forth you children. That's why it's just amazing to me. Like, you get to this level and you don't go for the premier type of woman. The knight in shining armor, okay? He fought and slayed the dragon, because yet again, a wife is worth her weight in gold for a woman who's close to purity, if not pure. She's a virgin, not just in sex, but in mind and spirit. And you still chasing after these scallywags. But if it was up to them and if they had to choose who they wanted to be with, they wouldn't choose you. She's on record talking about she wants dudes like Tupac and all this other stuff, man. She wants that crazy, chaotic, destructive energy. That's what she likes. And she's gonna end up by herself. If he's still with her, that's on him. That's on him. But it's gonna get to a point, especially after this. That's why Denzel and Tyler Perry say something, because you messing with the money, the advertisers, and all that. Will Smith's career, I mean, it's almost pretty much done anyway. But we'll see. Comment, subscribe. This is Power Play Move and Analytics, and we'll tune in next time.